Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, folks. Freddie Vasquez here, Basement Politics Unfiltered. November 6, 2022. Another podcast. Done a lot. Haven't I?
Freddie wins.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Today I want to talk about the podcast. Why do I do the podcast? What is my agenda? Is it bad to have an agenda? Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddie Vasquez. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Rainy and dreary, but we're here. And I wanted to come on today and talk about the podcast and why I do it and what is my agenda, because I saw a post today and I was very disappointed. And I don't like to talk about this stuff publicly, like, right, things like this. But if you make it public, it's public. And you got people commenting now too, right? Because I just love this when someone puts a post about something that, you know, they're going through and it's with another person. And then people start to comment negatively about that person. They don't even know that person, right? But they're commenting negatively like they know that person, right? So that's not cool. Don't do that. Just keep it moving. Mind your business, right? You don't know the person. All right. So I'm talking about a post that was put up by Anthony DiMaggio, the guy that I've been having on the podcast for how many episodes now? 10, 11. I saw this and I was like, come on, really? Once again, I've spoken too soon. I apologize to anybody that was eagerly awaiting the podcast. Deja vu all over again. I don't know if Freddie was trying to get rid of me due to pressure from City Hall, and I'll talk about that in a minute, or what. But regardless, he has succeeded. I wish him well with Basement Politics. But my Friday or Saturday night has been wasted for the last time, folks. I'll see you all soon on a different platform. No, I did not have any pressure from City Hall. And listen, I've spoken to people from City Hall about Anthony DiMaggio. I have. Right? But what happened was yesterday, Anthony DiMaggio texted me around 4:45, and he said, exactly 4:45, do you want to go on tonight? And I was suggesting Sunday because it was kind of short notice. And I was already doing a podcast, and he said, well, we get more views Saturday. You know, I noticed that the views were a lot more on that day. So, you know, Saturday. So I said, okay, let me try to accommodate and go on, right? Because why not? All right, let me see, you know, if I can. My daughter was sick early in the week. I picked her up from school early on a day this week. She got my son sick, you know, and she's still sick somewhat. But my son, you know, was sick, and I felt bad, you know, and I don't spend a lot of time with them since I've been doing this podcast, and it's something that my wife has brought to my attention. My wife says, Freddie, I know you do the podcast and I know why you're doing it, you know, but you have to make sure that you're giving us time, the kids, right? Especially. Sometimes I'm doing the podcast, they come home, right? And then by the time I'm done and everything, and I go upstairs, they're already in bed for the next day. You know, but I do this because I feel like, you know, there's a need for this, that, you know, we have to speak out and tell the truth and tell what's going on here. And my agenda is really to bring the information to everybody about a lot of different things that was going on here in the city of Yonkers, right? You know, and it's not solely to, you know, be here for any one person's specific agenda. Because I get it. Anthony DiMaggio has an agenda. He wants to, you know, get what he feels. He wants to right a wrong. He wants to get justice. So I understand that, and that's his agenda. But I have a family, and I do this almost every day, and I don't get $1 for it. It's not my priority. And so to, you know, get upset because I decided to, you know what, spend time with my son, you know, and not even get a thank you. I appreciate it. Even if you want to go on another platform, that's cool. That's cool. But say thank you for your time. I appreciate the 10, 11 hours of your life that you gave me to allow me to do what I needed to do. I'm think that I'm going to go somewhere else because I need to do this the way I need to do it. And cool, that's fine. Right? But to then suggest negative things about me in the text message and then put a post like this, and then you got people commenting negatively about me, saying, oh, he just has an agenda because he wants to get his permits, which I've already gotten my C of O. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And when it comes to City Hall, yes, they don't like it. They don't like what Anthony DiMaggio is saying. I've sat down with individuals and I've talked about it. And hey, guess what? I flat out even asked him, I said, do you want me to not have him on the show anymore? I wanted to see their response. I did. I asked. I said, do you want me not to do it anymore? This was several podcasts ago. And the individual said, I just don't like that he's going up there and he's saying things that are not true. And this is when he mentioned the fact that his own, family was having issues, which I mentioned on the show. And he even told me about his brother-in-law smacking him over this, which I did not even mention on the show. I didn't say it that way out of respect. And so, I just feel like this is disheartening to me because I didn't get a thank you. I just get negative things like this, a post. And I'm making sacrifices. I'm sacrificing time with my family. I'm sacrificing, my business potentially, other things if people are upset about what I'm doing. And for what? For what? For what? Family first. That's what I believe. And you should never try and tell an individual how they should run their family or their household. My wife wanted something to eat. I went and got her something to eat. When I got back, my son was not feeling well. And so to say, you're supposed to eat dinner at 6:30, really? You're telling people how to run their family now? I mean, that's too much. That's too much. You can start by not committing to things you cannot commit to. That's really the point. Consistency is key. But before we get there, Mr. Anderson, right? And I'll get to you in a second about you, why you saying that, right? You have to first think about what we're discussing here. What are we talking about here? We're talking about a podcast that I don't need to do, that takes up extra time, but I do it because it's a need. And I want to give to the people. I want to do what I could do. It's volunteering, right? And things come up. Things happen. This is not how I make my living. This is not how I provide for my family. And if anything, this podcast has caused me problems. So can you think of that? Can you appreciate the fact that I have given you time and I didn't have to? Can you appreciate the fact that you canceled the normally scheduled time that we have and then tell me, maybe 3 hours before you want to go on? Does that not matter? I'm supposed to, okay, yeah, shift everything in my life, and here you go. And if I don't, then I get this. I get a post. And I get people like you commenting. And Anderson's talking about his, him and I were supposed to, make a transaction. I was going to buy the Inside Yonkers page from him for $1,000. And it didn't happen. And I'll tell you why. I didn't like some of your text messages. I don't like people implying things. I mean, if you needed the money right away for whatever reason, then you should have said that. I hurt my back. I was out of the office for a week. I don't conduct business out of my office. And I don't like to conduct business by sending money through Cash App. I do checks. I keep things in record, right? Then I suggested Zelle because it seemed like you needed this money for some reason right away. But then you're suggesting that, well, if you don't have it, let me know. Well, if, something, this, that, and the third. Dude, that's disrespectful. That's rude. Right? So it doesn't matter to me. I don't need the page because guess what? I noticed anyway that I was getting more views on mine anyway, even though you have more followers. and check it out. See 1,000, 2, 3, 4,000 now on my page. So I didn't need that. And now when someone's going to be rude and suggest that, oh, if you can't, like you trying to put pressure on me. Oh, I'm going to show you that I got it. Here you go. Yeah, you're going to get me to do that, right? I've seen that before. I don't play that game. Maybe if I was actually didn't have it, I might have been trying to prove to you that I did, but I don't care that you think that. Right? So that wasn't going to make me move. I wasn't going to jump and give you the money to try to prove to you that I got it. I don't need to prove nothing to nobody. Even if I didn't have it, I wouldn't care. I know who I am. I know what I've done. Money don't make me. I thought it was going to do that, right? Because I was delusional at one point like that too. Money's going to change my life. I'm going to be this, that, and the third. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be so happy. Money don't do none of that. It's who you are. That's what says everything. And you could be broke and still be, a better person, a great individual, much better than anyone with millions of dollars, billions of dollars even, right? So don't put that pressure on people, like, it's like the guy at the car dealership at the Dodge over there on Central Avenue. When I was looking at trucks over there, I looked at another. He said, oh, well, that one, that one's it's expensive. I said, okay, well, how much is it? Well, I don't know. That was very, it's more expensive. And then he tried to bring me back to the other one. I said, dude, how much is it? And he tells me the price. And I said, that's not the most expensive car I would ever have owned, Please, guy. Like, and I didn't even deal with him because you don't do that. You never know who you're talking to. Like, don't disrespect people. You don't know. Even if I didn't have it, you don't want to make the person who don't have it feel bad. That's crazy. Yo. It wasn't scheduled. There was no commitment. Yeah, I mean, we try to schedule it at the 3 hours before, but I mean, I don't like rushing. There was things I want to look at. And listen, at the end of the day, I'm not getting paid for this, right? So you have to be flexible. I shouldn't have to be jumping up for you. You have to be flexible. You reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you. I worked over 1.5 years on this podcast to have it where it's at today. Right? Whatever it is, I had it here I did that. Right? His podcasts were boring, always rehashing the same delusions, better off with how, I'm not going to even be a hater. I'm not going to say that, and you have your right to your opinion. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I'm not going to go and say his podcasts were boring and that, nobody cared. I'm not going to say that, right? Because he did get a lot of views. And I like the guy. I'm not, it's just what I don't, it's just an issue with the way you go about things. And you try to like publicly shame me. Right? So this is the only reason why I'm even talking about it publicly now, because you try to publicly shame me, that's not cool. DiMaggio was boring. You don't need him. Freddie, you running next year? Yeah, I'm running for mayor. Fuck the money. That's right, Brian. That's why I didn't take the money when they offered me the money. And they don't like what I'm saying. They don't like that Anthony DiMaggio's on here. They think that what he's saying is lies, and they said things about him that I've never said. Out of respect, I reached out to him first, and I told him so, and to see what he thought. I try not to be disrespectful, and I try to be as cordial as possible. And this platform really is for bringing information, bringing facts about a lot of different things that are happening here in the city of Yonkers, and not necessarily so people can hijack it and have their own agenda. To be focused on, right? I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's for a lot of different things, and we got a lot of issues here. And not that I didn't believe him or I don't believe him. I'm just saying that, and I also told him this, when you react like this, Anthony, then what they're saying about you is true. It sounds like it might be true. You're very reactive, emotional, hothead. You gotta think things through, and you're intelligent, yes, but sometimes smart people make stupid decisions. All right, and sometimes smart people think they're so smart that they don't see things right, and so you have to be careful of that. And I've been guilty of that myself. That's why I say it. Everything I speak about is from experience. I'm a human being with flaws myself, with insecurities, myself. Why do you think I drive a Mercedes? That comes from insecurities that's deep bedded inside me since I was poor. And people looked at me like, you ain't gonna be nice. So now I got to get a Mercedes because I'm showing you, right? So I understand human behavior and how the human, the psyche works. I get it, and I know that from my own, experiences being insecure, not having anything, being angry and being quick to rush to jump in and react because I feel, like slighted. But that was something within me that I had to work out. Right. And so we are growing and we all evolving and we all learning, and it's okay. And that's life. He needs his story out there. He needs that platform, not you. He needs the platform, not you. If he needs the platform, then fine. And not me. I don't need the platform. You're absolutely right. I don't know if I don't know if you're saying that. Yeah, I'm not trying to maybe understand what you're saying. You're saying that, I don't, maybe he needs me. I don't need him. I'm not sure you're saying. Freddie Vasquez for president of the United States. Yeah, I was just talking to my wife. Maybe my son will be the first Hispanic. When Danny Sullivan beyond. Yeah, let's go on to the homeless situation. Lack of support for domestic violence survivor in Yonkers. Right. Should I even? I'm not even gonna put. So you didn't come to Inside Yonkers platform asking to help to get followers to let you post on Inside Yonkers to get your page out there. The deal was to help with City Talk. You flaked on that, which come on, Anderson. I'm trying to be nice. Like my wife had a talk with me. My wife is the yin to my yang. And she said, Freddie, you gotta be, try not to be so aggressive because you're right, but sometimes when you're aggressive, maybe people get turned off. Got a point. I don't want people turned off and turned away from the message. But Anderson, I didn't come to you necessarily for help. Sure, as a businessman, you want to expand, you want to grow, and you see an opportunity that could possibly do that. Absolutely. What's wrong with that? Right? But the reason why I stopped with the City Talk, Anderson, is I couldn't take the constant lag and drop in your internet service. And it was just killing me. That's what I'm saying. Right. And, I get that you have a specific real interest for Empress, and their response time, but every show can't be about that. Right. I get it. But every show can't be about that. The Empress response time. You understand what I'm saying? And so I've watched your show while you've gone on and done it yourself, and I wish you the best of luck. I do. I get it, man. I get it. You want to do your thing. I get it. I'm not hating on you. I'm just saying that's why I wasn't with it because I got to protect the brand. Got to protect the brand instead of pretending you're sick. How do you know what I am, Anderson? So, and say what? Say what? Anyway, I'm not going back and forth with you. Listen, brother, you're doing your show. I'm doing mine. That's it. Maybe you can have Anthony DiMaggio on your show. There you go. I hooked you guys up. I heard you lined up Key Chant Sewell. What does that mean? I heard you lined up Key Chant Sewell. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that means, Jake. I'm sorry. But so that's just what I want to say. And again, I wish Anthony the best. Anderson, I wish you the best with your City Talk. And everything you're doing. I'm not a hater, man. This is not what I do to make a living. So if you get more views and followers than me, may God bless you. May God bless you. Because at the end of the day, I'm good, Anderson. I'm good. Like, I'm done with the fighting and all that and struggling and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I do this because I care. I don't do this for followers. I don't do this for money. I don't do this for likes. I do this because it saddens me to see a person sleeping on the sidewalk day after day. It saddens me when people reach out to me and saying they're jacking up my rent and I can't live in my apartment anymore and I don't know where I'm going to go. And it saddens me when people say I got this black mold and I got kids and they didn't fix the leak that happened and they just painted over it and you're an elderly woman. That saddens me. It saddens me when kids are in school with coats on because it's cold or sweating because there's no AC, crowded, not getting a proper education. That saddens me. That's why I do it. I don't do it for followers. I don't do it for likes or for whatever other reason that, some may think. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. And I could have taken the ads because they offered them to me like Rue Rose and everybody else. And I saw what you put up there, Anderson. I saw your post. Inside Yonkers, we never we're not taking ads or whatever, because no one has offered us anything yet. Were you like seeking offers? Is that what that was? That's what it sounded like to me. Like you're looking for someone to offer you something at that post. And that was right after I said, I'm not buying this from this guy. For you show, she is the NY police commissioner. I don't know. Did Prince Robinson say that? Because Prince Robinson, another guy, was going around posting up ads or flyers saying that I was going to have this person on the show on this day and that person on the show on this day. And it's just crazy, no, it's not personal, Anthony. You're right. It's not personal. We have I don't have a reconcilable difference with you, actually, because I was never married to you. We're not married, about other, and I get it. I'm joking. You don't have to define it for me and their time. That's all. But Anthony, you're not considering my time, right? See, this is what I'm saying. Now you want me to consider your time, but you're not considering my time. I get your time. I get it. But I'm giving you a platform to do what you need to do. I'm not getting nothing from that. That's what you don't understand. I'm not getting anything from it. You are. Right? You are. So I'm sacrificing my time. If you sacrifice your time, then that's your choice, because you are getting something from it, right? Not me. And I don't know if I'm getting some issues because of it, right? Because they don't like it. They've told me they don't like it. But they didn't tell me to take you off, because I asked them. I said, do you want me to stop doing the podcast with Anthony the Manager? I wanted to see what they were going to say. They said, nah, I just don't like the way he's going up there and saying is a lot. They never say, yeah, Freddie, do us a favor. We'll do this for you, or we'll do that for you if you stop. So it's never been about that. Never. It's been about that I have several businesses to run, right? My wife and I work almost 7. My wife and I were just in the office today. Working on stuff. And then she had to take the kids to a birthday party. And so I come home, I can do my podcast real quick. And then when they get back, hopefully I'll spend our little Sunday evening together. That's my life. 7 days a week we go. All right. So when you suggest that we should be eating dinner at 6:30, that's inconsiderate. That's rude for you to tell me when and how my family and I should eat dinner. Maybe we can't do that, because you know what? We're running a business. My wife doesn't even get home till after 7. Right? So, you don't know what's going on in other people's lives, and you cannot just assume and suggest and tell people how they should be doing things. And I think that's something that you have to work on, because it's caused you problems. That's kind of what caused you problems in your issue now. And I'm not saying you're wrong. But I'm saying if you hadn't gone about things a certain way, you might not be here, right? Maybe it could have worked out a different way, right? Because, it's not like you're a guy that just goes by the book, right? That's what I said. I said, maybe he's just a by the book guy. That's why he got so upset. But there have been things that you've done that weren't by the book, right? So it's not always by the book, right? It's just when you want it to be by the book. And so you see, someone you're having an emotional thing with the mother of your child, come on there, and then they leave. And then that's a disrespect to you, but it's added, because of that personal relationship there. And so that's what goes and triggers things, right? So, and I'm not saying you're not wrong. I'm not saying that, but it's just in life, things are not always like that, right? Things kind of have to be modified and adjusted, and people adapt, and if you feel a certain way, okay, then a certain way to go about things. Right? Because there are plenty of cops that are kind of by the book, good cops that have issues, right? We all know Tim Hodges. He's a great guy, good cop. I'm sure Tim Hodges wasn't doing things, not by the book, or, doing mess up things. And he managed to, and then, yeah, maybe they jerked him when it came time to be commissioner, right? But I'm just saying, it's all about how you play the game in life. And I've been there. Sometimes you have to, it is what it is. You got to just move forward for the betterment of everything. And so again, I'm just saying that there's things that you have to look at as a person yourself. You can't always just tell somebody they're wrong all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just do that. You have to sometimes take a look at yourself. You have to look within. You have to look in the mirror, man. And say, maybe I got that. I'm not saying I'm maybe and the last time I give you that, I guess, but I did, something came up unexpectedly, and I had to do what I had to do. I work in a business where, things happen in the middle of the night even, and we have to go, right? I deal with fires. So, we don't plan the fires. That's why I do 7 days a week. It could be a Sunday. And I got to go out there, make sure my guys are boarding up windows and things are being taken care of. If I got to put a homeowner, family in a hotel, because that's what we do. We take the family and we put them in a hotel. We'll pay for it. My company pays for it, because a lot of times people don't have the money like that, right? They might have a house, but they don't got the money to put up front to stay in a hotel for, even if you book a few days, because it's going to be a while, they'll be there. That's going to cost money that they don't have, or they can't get to right away. So we fund that money because the insurance company doesn't pay it right away. So the point is that I'm out there doing that, taking a family who just lost, a lot of their, if not everything, in a fire, and putting them in a hotel. And so I have to not, do that instead of a podcast, because not only am I helping people, but I'm making money doing it. That's feeding my family, right? So you don't know what's going on in people's lives, right? And so there's a way to go about things, when you're upset. And there's a way not to go about things when you're upset. And making a post like this is not the way about it. Even if you wanted to go to another platform, cool, go ahead, no problem. I get it. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But then to put something like that then is going to try to create a perception of me, negatively, when I gave you 10, 11 hours of my time. I didn't make $1. I didn't make a penny, not 1 cent, not 1 cent. And people were asking me not to do it, and I still did. And you say that they got to me. That's what I'm saying. Come on. You know what I mean? So I hope, people are going to understand. And again, Anthony, I wish you the best of luck if you do decide to, do your platform, or, go on Anderson's platform. There you go. He's got Inside Yonkers. He's got a lot. He's go, you got Anderson. Tell him, Anderson. Tell him your number, boy. Let it be known. How much you got? 21,000 followers. So go check out Inside Yonkers. Maybe you do, your thing there. And that's cool. I'm okay with that. I wasn't going to make a post about it though, but I'm okay with that. So I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. I will be coming on tonight to talk about some salaries and overtime time being stolen. And look, even sometimes when I come on to do my own podcast without somebody on it, I don't do it, right? And you guys know, like, damn. And that's one thing that people say. Freddie says 8 o'clock, then he'll come on. Shit happens. I don't get paid. I got to make sure I protect what's important. I focus on what's a priority, right? That's what I got to focus on. So if I'm going to get stressed about this, what the hell am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's needed. And that's why I do it. But you got to work with me. You guys, you got to be flexible, because I'm doing this voluntarily. Right? And there's nothing in it for me, except possibly people getting upset and doing things because they were upset at the building department, because I was talking about Sam Borelli. He was upset about that. He was. You don't think he might have held some things up for me? It was tough getting him to sign that damn CFO. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate the guys, for your support and all that. I will be continuing the podcast. Again, we'll talk about salaries and things like that. But I got a lot going on. I really do. It's, again, I got several businesses, not just one. And I got several ones before the daycare, right? The daycare, I'm trying to get that thing up, which I don't even need that damn headache either, but I love my wife, right? That's what you do when you love your wife, and she's got an idea and she wants to do it. And, that's your boo. That's what you do. So that's another issue there. Anyway, folks, I'm up out of here, folks. Thank you, folks. By the way, we are taking children. We're taking children. We also will be providing transportation to and from in the Little Prodigies bus. So if you are in need of daycare and would like a daycare that can transport your child, provide transportation, reach out to us, 518-853-7488. Again, that's 853 518-7488. That's a weird number they gave us. I don't know. Crazy. Weird number. avasquez@littleprodigies.org. avasquez@littleprodigies.org. We specialize also in students who have IEPs, who have special needs or services that they need provided to them. We also do counseling, family therapy and stuff out of there, after school programming, universal pre-K, summer camp. It's a great place. Come check it out. Hablamos en español. Si habla en español, pregunta para Freddie or Bianca, and we'll be able to speak to you in Spanish. So thank you, folks. I appreciate it. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Politics. Thank you folks for supporting me. I appreciate it. You know, the podcast I've been doing a lot, and the reason why I care about the views is because the more views, that means the more people are being informed. Again, it's very important that we vote. November 8th. By the way, President Biden is in town. He's in Yonkers over at Sarah Lawrence. If you want to go and show your support or you want to go and protest, Joe Biden is at Sarah Lawrence College right about now. So go check him out. I'm Freddie Vasquez, Facing Politics, keeping you informed.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
Listen, I'm a guy that don't hold grudges. I really don't. Especially for something like this. Really don't, you know? And I'm an open guy. I talk about everything, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. So this doesn't mean that Anthony DiMaggio and I, you know, are enemies or anything like that. So I don't want people out there thinking that I hate this guy. I don't. I like the guy. I wish him the best of luck. But if, you know, the post was made public, so it became a public conversation, I decided to respond publicly, right? That's all it was. It wasn't anything other than that. So folks, don't want you running off with this and going crazy with it. I still support the guy. I still believe what he's saying, you know? We're all human beings at the end of the day, and we should always lead with love. So I love you, guy. God bless you. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Facing Politics. Thank you.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
No!